So, okay, tell me whether I'm audible and the screen is visible, guys. Fast. Okay. Okay, guys, welcome to the class. So today sir is not taking the class. Okay, so today I'm going to take the class for you. So today's topic is we are going to discuss some of the NEET questions. Okay, NEET questions and the now only so there is a Karnataka CET was happened. No, so some questions I have taken from that, and we are going to discuss about that. Okay, so the chapters are biotechnology and the molecular basis of inheritance. Okay, so is that okay, guys? Let us start the class. Okay, let us start the class. So here is the first question for you. Okay. For each question, I'm going to give you 60 seconds for you. That is 1 minute. You have to answer me within that. Okay. So let us start the class, guys. So the first question is 1 minute. Okay. The first question is the final proof of DNA as a genetic material. Okay. Came from which experiment? Okay. So the option A is Griffith experiment. Option B is Hershey and Chase experiment. Option C is Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy experiment. Option D is Hargobind Corona experiment. Okay. So, yes, Punyang, correct answer. Okay, be active in the class, guys. We are going to solve the questions now. So please be active in the class. No among. Yes, Manjiri. Correct answer. I'm going to end the poll at 60 seconds. Okay. I need others to answer for this question. Only 38% have been answered this question. I need others to answer this question. Fast. Fast, guys. I need others to answer. Only 50% have been answered to this question. Okay, I'm going to end the poll. Another 20 seconds left. I need answer fast. Fast, guys. 10 seconds left. Okay. I'm going to share the result with you. So 13% have chosen option A, 75% have chosen option B, and 13% have chosen option C. No one chosen option D. Yes, the correct answer is option B, right? So you have to remember, guys. So in the exam, they may ask you, these experiment questions are very important in the exam, okay? So they may ask you the scientist name and they may ask you the year also. Okay, for that reason, you have to remember both the things, okay? So Griffith was given which principle, guys? Can you tell me Griffith was given which principle? Griffith was done the experiment in 1928, right? Can you tell me which experiment the Griffith has been done? Famous experiment, and this is the first experiment. So on the basis of the DNA, right? Can you tell me which experiment? I need answer from you guys. Yeah, mice. They are using the mice. Which experiment so that is? They have taken the bacteria also, right? Streptococcus pneumonia, right? Which experiment that was? So that experiment is called as a transformation principle, right? So that experiment is a transformation principle. Transformation. Right, guys? Transformation principle. Right? So they have used this. So you know that, right? So they have taken the two bacteria. So that is one bacteria is the Streptococcus pneumoniae from the R strain, and that was the non-virulent, right? That is the R strain, that is the non-virulent. So just recall the things, guys, okay? I'm going to explain all the options, so just recall the things, okay? Then S strain, which is the virulent, right? S strain is the virulent. When we inject this S strain into the mice is going to be die because it is a virulent strain, right? It is having a polysaccharide coat on it, right? The H strain. But the rough strain, so that is the R strain, do not have any coat, so that is a non-virulent. When we inject that into the mice, so that was live, right? So then they have heat killed the S strain, heat killed the S strain, and along with that, they have used the R strain, right? They have taken the heat killed S strain and along with that R strain. Then they are injected into the mice. Then the mice is going to be die, right? Because here what happened? The R strain, which is a non-virulent, which was converted into the smooth strain. So that's why it was called it as a transformation principle. Okay. So here the R strain was transformed into the S strain. No. So that's why it is called as a transformation principle. Okay. So that's why it is not a correct answer. Okay. So it is based on the which is going to be transformed. Okay. So this is the first experiment. It is not proved the DNA as a genetic material. Okay. Then we will go to the Hargobind corona. So that you have studied in the during the genetic code, right? So they have disappeared. They have taken this polynucleotides and they have proved that. So they by that they have did the experiment. No. So this is comes in the genetic code. Okay. So Hargobind corona comes in the genetic code in the translation. Okay. So that's why this option is also wrong. Then we will come to the Avery, MacLeod and the McCarthy. So here you can see that Griffith in the 1928 performed the transformation principle, right? But in the 1944, based on this transformation principle, they have continued the experiment and they have proved the biochemical things about that experiment. Biochemical things. So in that they have, you know that guys, right? So they have taken the protease, they have taken this H strain, then they have treated that with the protease enzyme and the RNase enzyme and the DNase enzyme, right? So the protease, by adding the protease, does not stop the transformation, and RNase also does not stop the transformation, and DNase, when added the DNase, on that time the transformation has been stopped, right? So by telling that, so they have told that, so DNA is transforming from that bacteria, right? Transforming from the bacteria to the sorry, that is the only reason for the conversion of the S strain to the R strain, sorry, R strain to the S strain. So that is a virulent form, right? So now did you understood that? So this also wrong. Then we come to the Arshe and Chase, right? So Arshe and Chase, they have taken the radio labeled, right? So they have taken the radio labeled. So they have taken the radio labeled P32 and the S35. Can you tell me, guys, which amino acid which is having the sulfur group? Can you tell me which amino acid is having the sulfur group in it? Can you tell me which amino group is having sulfur group in it? I need answer from you all. Which amino acid having the sulfur group in it? Fast. Amino acid. I need answer from you guys. Abhilai, Babina, Advait, Diksha, Itar, Konia, Manjiri, Minchi, Nandan. Answer me. Methionine, cysteine, homocysteine, taurine. So homocysteine and taurine will not comes under the amino acid, not the standard amino acid, Manjiri. So methionine and cysteine are the amino acid, standard amino acid. Okay. Whenever they ask the question that, so the amino acid which is having the methionine group means you have to answer that methionine and the cysteine. Okay. Okay. Yes, Bamina, methionine along with the methionine, cysteine also. Okay. Okay. So now, did you understood this, guys? So you know that, right? Arsha and Chase experiment. So they have taken the T2 bacteriophage, right? So they have taken the T2 bacteriophage. Bacteriophage. Okay. when it comes to the Hershey and Chase experiment, they have performed the experiment in the 1952. That you have to remember. Okay, 1952. So T2 bacteriophage they have taken. So here you can see this is the bacteriophage. I'm not good in diagram like you. Okay, so this is the protein coat, right? So they have labeled this protein coat with the S35, that is a sulfur, and they have labeled this DNA with the P32. In the DNA we can see the phosphate group, no? So they have labeled this DNA with the P32. Then they have infected this with the E. coli. Okay. Now this was added to the bacteria, so that is E. coli. Then they have taken this into the bacterial culture they have taken, which is infected by the T2 bacteriophage. Then they have done the density gradient centrifugation. Density gradient centrifugation. Okay. So then what happened? You can see here. So when we do the centrifugation, we can see the two layers. Okay. First one layer was the supernatant. Okay. So which is upper side. So that is called as the supernatant, and which is in the down. Okay. So that we will call it as a pellet. Pellet. Okay. In the pellet, the bacterial cells will be there. Okay. So in that bacterial cells, we have seen the P32 labeled will be there. And in the supernatant, we have seen the S35. By that, they have proved that, so the transforming here was the DNA, not the protein or anything. Okay. So did you understood this, guys? If you understood this means type, tell me yes. Click on yes if you understood this. Whoever answered wrong for this question, now you understood, guys? Okay, ma. Whoever given the wrong answer for this, did you understood now? Shital, Malini, and Pratiksha. Okay. Okay, now let us move to the next question. Okay, so this is a very easy question you had to tell me. So during the replication, so it was asked in the NEET 2017. Okay, so during the replication, Okazaki fragments are used to elongate which? Okay, so now the option A is lagging strand toward the replication fork, leading strand away from the replication fork, and lagging strand away from the replication fork, and leading strand towards the replication fork. Okay, so you can answer me in the poll. So from now onwards, guys, I'm going to give you only 30 seconds. Okay, so easy question. So you can answer me in the poll. Yeah, you can answer me in the poll, guys. Yes, ma. Yes, Punyang, correct. So 30 seconds over, guys. I'm going to end the poll. I've got so many questions, so many answers here. I'm going to sharing the result with you. 40% have chosen option A, and 40% have chosen option C, and 20% have chosen option D. Can you tell me which is the correct answer? Yes, Manjiri. Yes, ma, correct. So guys, option C is the correct answer. Okay, I will tell you why. Okay. So before that, we will know what is the leading strand. Okay, we know that our replication was semi-discontinuous, right? So our replication was semi-discontinuous. Why semi-discontinuous? We have to know this, right? Semi-discontinuous. What is semi-discontinuous? Here we have a two strand, right? One is a leading strand, another one is a lagging strand. So for the lagging strand, the template will be runs in 5' to 3' direction. When it comes to leading strand, the template will runs in 3' to 5' direction, right? So these are the templates, right? Okay, you can see here. So these are the templates. So leading strand was synthesized continuously, and lagging strand was not synthesized continuously. It was discontinuous, right? So that's why it was called it as a semi-discontinuous. Okay, so option C is the correct answer. We will see by explaining this diagram, I will tell you. You will came to know which is the correct answer. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, see here, guys. So this is a DNA replication is going to taken place, right? So here we can see this is a double stranded DNA, right? 1 minute. So this is a double stranded DNA, right? So here the helicase enzyme, which is going to unwind the DNA, right? Here you can see helicase enzyme, it is going to unwind the DNA. Then we are going to get the single stranded template strand here, right? So this template, you can see here, this template is for the leading strand, right? Leading strand template. Here you can see here, leading strand was continuously synthesizing, right? So this is the polymerase enzyme. Polymerase enzyme, right? So here you can see the beta clamp, which is holding the polymerase enzyme. See here what happened. So here you can see here. So the leading strand, which is coming towards, right? It is coming towards, right? It is moving like this, right? So it is coming towards the replication fork. So this area, what? This area we call it as a replication fork, right? Replication fork. Okay. It is coming towards the replication fork. Here you can see here, this is the lagging strand, right? Here you can see here discontinuous was replication was taking place. So this green color was the primer. So that is the primase. It is going to synthesize the primer here, and polymerase is going to be continue here, and it is going to skip. Right. Here you can see here it is going away from the replication fork. Right. It is going away. Right. So this is a lagging strand. So see here, guys. Lagging strand was away from the replication fork, and leading strand was towards the replication fork. Right? Okay, you can answer me now. Okay. So in the option A, they are given that the lagging strand towards the replication fork. Is that? See here, this is the lagging strand, right? So it is going away, right? So option A was wrong. Option B, here you can see. 1 minute. Option B, you can see here, the leading strand away from the replication fork. Is it right, guys? See here, leading strand which is not going away, right? It is going towards the replication fork, right? So the option B is also wrong. Okay. So now let us come to the option D. The leading strand towards the replication fork. Yes, the leading strand was towards the replication fork only, but there is no Okazaki fragment was synthesized in the leading strand, right? So here you can see that. So in the leading strand, there is no Okazaki fragment synthesis is taken place, right? So that's why this option is also wrong. So the correct option is the lagging strand. So that is away from the replication fork. Okay. So we know that what is the Okazaki fragment, right? So the Okazaki fragments are consisting of the RNA and DNA both. Okay. So it was a small fragment. So when it comes to the prokaryotes, it will be of 1000 to 2000, 1000 to 2000 fragments of the nucleotides. When it comes to the eukaryotes, it will be of 100 to 200. Okay, nucleotides that you have to remember. So guys, now you understood. So guys, who have given the wrong option, now you understood, guys. Tell me yes if you understood in the chat box. Tell me yes if you understood now. Please participate in the class, guys. So here we are talking about some important things, no? So here we are talking so many important topics, right? Please find your mistakes here, okay? Where you are going to do the mistakes, okay? Okay. Yeah, Diksha. If you have any doubt also, you can ask me. I will answer you. Okay. So kindly answer to this question. So this is from the biotechnology. Okay. This is a very important thing in the biotechnology. We'll see the recombinant DNA technology, right? So this is the process related to that. Okay. So here you can see the process they are given. Okay. So here you can take the, here you can see here. So there is the option A. So here they are given the numbers. Okay. So here you can see the A. Okay. So here the A, which is used to cut the both the DNAs. Okay. A. And here you can see B. B is used for the joining the DNA. Okay. And here you can see this is the process. C is the process here. Which process you have to tell me. Okay. So I'm going to run the poll. You can answer me in the poll also, and you can answer me in the chat box also. I will give you 30 seconds. This is a very easy question. Answer me. Very good, Shital. Yes, ma. Correct answer. I need others to answer for this question, guys. No, Esther, that is not a correct answer, pa. When we will explaining about that things in the now, we will you will get to know. Okay. Yeah, Diksha, correct answer. Yes, Ashilya, very good, ma. Yes. Okay. I will end the poll. Okay. Think that, guys, you are in the NEET exam. Okay. NEET exam, or you are in the some competitive exam. Okay. Think like that. Okay. Okay. I'm going to share the result with you. So here, no one chosen option A and B. I think there is a confusion between option A and option D. We will let you know about that. Okay. So 14% have chosen option C and 86% have chosen option D. Correct answer is option D only. Okay. Yeah. So we will see, guys. We know what is the recombinant DNA technology, right? So whenever we have some DNA fragments, okay, to increase that fragment, so only one fragment is there with us, okay. For example, we have only one fragment of that. We have to, for investigation or for the further process, we need many copies of that, right? For requiring the many copies of that, there is a two process we will do that, okay. So the first one process is the in vitro method, okay. It is by the machine method we will use that. Okay. So that is in vitro method in the laboratory condition was PCR, right? Can you tell me the full form of PCR? Can you tell me the full form of PCR? You can tell me in the chat box. I'm not going to tell what is a PCR. Okay. Because in the next question, you are going to get that. That's why. Okay. Yeah. So what happened? PCR, we will use it for the in vitro method. Okay. It is for the in vitro. Okay. And so the another method we will do is the cloning. Cloning we will do in this is the in vivo process. In vivo. In vivo means it is the living organism we will do. No. So that's why it is called as the in vivo. Whereas in the laboratory condition, so that we will call it as a in vitro. Okay. So that you have to remember, guys. So in vitro and the in vivo. Okay. So now the cloning was used in the recombinant DNA technology, right? So here you can see the foreign DNA we have taken, right? For any specific characters, we require that characters in that organism means we are going to insert that. That specific gene. Yes, Babina, correct, ma. Yes, Advaita, correct your answer. Okay. So here we have the some specific DNA. For example, you can see here. I want this DNA to be inserted into this DNA into this. Okay. So this is a vector. Okay. So for adding this, we have to cleave this DNA, right? So this is from the host. I have to cleave this DNA from the host, right? From the genome of the host. So now for cleaving this now I have to cleave this vector and I have to join this fragment, right? For cleaving both the things, we will use some enzyme. So that is a molecular scissors, right? So that molecular scissor, we call it as the restriction endonucleases, right? So there are two types. One is the exonuclease and the another one is the endonuclease, right? When it comes to exonuclease, for example, this is the fragment of DNA. Okay, you can see here, this is the nucleotides, right? So this is the DNA. So here you can see the exonuclease cleave from here, okay? It is not cleaving in the middle, okay? So exonuclease will remove the nucleotides from the end. So now what happened? It is like this, okay? So now it will cleave from the end. Okay, so like this. But when it comes to the endonuclease, it is going to cleave in the middle. Okay, it is going to cleave in the middle. Means you can see here, it is going to cleave here. Okay, so that is called as a endonuclease. Okay, so here you can see here in the option A, they are given that exonuclease. No, it is an endonuclease. So that's why option A is wrong. And it is given the transformation. So that process is correct. You can see here in the option B, they are given that endonuclease correct, Option A, endonuclease. We are going to cleave this by the endonuclease, and we are going to join this fragment. So there is a molecular stitcher, right? So that is the molecular glue we will call it as. So that is the ligase enzyme, right? So molecular glue is the endonuclease and the restriction endonuclease are same. Yes, ma. They are both are the same. Okay. So why it is called as a restriction means, it was first discovered in the bacteria. Okay. So the bacteria will not allow the virus DNA and the other DNA to grow in it. Okay. To grow within this organism. So what it will happen? So it will cut the that unknown DNA in the bacteria. Okay. So that's why it is called as a restriction. It is going to restrict the growth of the other viruses into the bacteria. No. So that's why it is called as a restriction endonuclease. It is going to cut in the middle. That's why. Okay. So now you can see in the option B was wrong, guys. Okay. Can you tell me why this option B was wrong? Option B was wrong. Why? Sometimes we are in a hurry, we will choose the option B. Right. Can you tell me why option B is wrong? Very good, Ahalya. Yes. Yes. Gyrase, right? Gyrase, it is not going to join, right? It is the uncoil, right? It is used in the uncoiling. So this gyrase is wrong option, right? So other than that, endonuclease is also correct and transformation is also correct, right? So here you can see here in the option C, they are given exonuclease. So that's why this option is also wrong. So let us come to the option D. What they are given? Restriction endonuclease. Yes, correct. And option B, they are using ligating the things, ligase, that is also correct. And transformation. So guys, what is the transduction and transformation? For example, this is the bacterial DNA. Okay, sorry. So here you can see, here is the bacteria. Okay. So this is the environment of the bacteria. Okay. So now here there is the DNA. Okay. Here is the DNA. So the DNA which is taken by the bacteria from the environment. Okay. So that we call it as a transformation. Okay. So that we will call it as a transformation. The bacteria which will take the DNA from the outer environment. So that is a transformation. When it comes to the transduction, so the DNA with the present in the bacteriophage or the virus, which is injected into the bacteria by the virus. Okay, so that we call it as a transduction. Okay, so this process is the transformation, right? Yeah, it is a ligase. Yes. Okay. So here you can see that this process, here there is a DNA. So the bacteria will take up the DNA from the environment. So that process is called as a transformation. Okay. So we are not using the transduction. Transduction is the process of by infecting the virus which is infecting the bacteria, that will transform its DNA into the bacteria. So that is called as a transduction. So by means of virus. Right. So there are the three processes, right, guys? One is the conjugation, one is the transduction, and another one is the transformation. Right. So that we in the recombinant biotechnology, we will use the transformation. Okay. So guys, now did you understood this? Tell me yes if you understood this. Tell me yes if you understood this. Okay. Don't simply tell yes. If you understood, if you do not have any doubt, then only tell me. Okay. If you have doubt, I will clarify. Okay. So this question, guys, this was asked in the Karnataka CET. Okay. It was done in this month only, no? So they have asked this question in the Karnataka CET. So you can answer to this question. They are given the two columns. Okay. So in the one column, you have to match it with the another column. Okay. So in the column A, they are given Griffith, scientist name. So that is the Jacob and Monod and Messelson and Stahl and Archie and Chase. So that's why I told you why you have to remember the scientific name and their experiment. Okay. So in the option B, in the column, they are given that their works. Okay. So now I will run the poll. You have to answer me in the poll. I will give you 60 seconds because there's a match the following. I will tell you how you have to match this thing. Okay. Yes, Babina, correct. Yes, Pompey, correct. No, Michi. Check once, Michi. Where did you made the mistake? Check once. So only 33% have answered, guys. I need others to answer this question fast. I'm going to give you 60 seconds. Answer me fast. Yes, Manjari, correct pa. Yes. Yes, Diksha. Yes, Advait, correct. Okay, I'm going to end the poll. We'll discuss the thing, guys. Okay, I'm going to share the result. So all of them have chosen the option C. No one chosen option D, A, and B. Very good. I think you know this answer, right? Okay. Yes, guys, see here. We know that Griffith experiment, right? We know this is very easy, right? Griffith experiment was, wait. Griffith experiment was R, right? R. So wherever R is there, you can choose that answers only, okay? So there is no R in the one in the option A and option B, right? Only R is present in the option C and option D. We can cancel this option A and option B, okay? So now we have confusion between C and D. Okay, now we will see. And for the second, there's a Jacob and Monod. You don't know that thing, means leave it. Okay, now see here. Michelson and Stahl, we know that, right? They have did the experiment in the 1958. You have to remember this year also. Okay. So they have did the semi-conservative replication, right? Semi-conservative mode of replication. So that is yes. Okay, you know this, right? So now you find that, guys. And in the first experiment only we have done about the Arshia and Chase experiment, right? So that is DNA as a genetic material, Q, right? So then only left is P. So next, which option is consisting of R, P, S, Q? Find it out that R, P, S, Q, right? Option C is consisting of all these things. So that's why option C is the correct answer, right? Option D is not the correct answer. Okay. So guys, now did you understood this? Can you tell me which are the replication mode we have? Which are the types of the replication mode we have studied, guys? Tell me which are the modes of the replication you have studied? Tell me one by one. There are three methods, right? Tell me. Tell me which are the three types you have studied? No, no, Ahilya. So I am telling that in the replication in that NCRT only you will get the three experiments, right? So which prove the DNA which is replicate through the semi-conservative mode of replication, right? So there are three methods. First one is called as a conservative mode. Conservative mode experiment, which is failed, which is not the correct method, right? Second one was the dispersive method, right? Dispersive method. And third one was the semi-conservative. Semi-conservative, right? During the replication, what happened? This is a parental DNA. So when it was replicating, it was unwind. So then what happened? The new strand is going to be synthesized through this, right? So now it is consisting of the parental DNA and of the new strand DNA, right? So that's why it is going to through the semi-conservative replication. So it was proved by the Michelson and Stahl in the 1958. Okay. Yes, Manjari, correct, pa. So Ahilya, now did you understood, pa? So where this replication, transcription, and translation, these are the central dogma of molecular biology. Okay. Okay, Ahilya. Okay, now let us go to the next question. Okay, here they have ticked the wrong option, guys. Don't so you see that. Okay. So here the question is, they are given the some sequence. Okay, that is the DNA template they are given. Now you have to tell me after the transcription. Okay, after the transcription, what is the code present in the mRNA? Okay. So here they are given the template DNA. Now you have to do the mRNA. Okay. So the option A and option B, option D, and option D. Okay. So you do that you do that calculation and you can answer me in the poll. Okay, I'm going to give you 60 seconds. Okay. 1 minute, guys. So first you see that, first you do that things, then I will going to run the poll because it will block the screen, no? So that's fine. Just write out that. Write out that. If you did that means you can answer me in the poll also. Sorry, in the chat box also. I'm not going to run the poll. You can answer me in the poll, guys. Answer me in the chat box, guys. Because it will block the screen, no? So that is the reason. So guys, before answering that thing, you have to remember that what is the difference between DNA and RNA. Okay. Okay. So no, Ahilia. No, your guys, you are giving the wrong answers. Okay. I will tell you. Okay. So here you can see, guys. No, Sheetal. Okay. We'll solve that question. Okay. So see here, guys. What is the difference between DNA and RNA? So in the RNA, we have a uracil, right? In the DNA, we have a thymine, right? That is the main basic thing. So you can see here, in the option C, in the option D, we have a thymine. Is that RNA consisting of thymine, guys? Is that RNA consisting of thymine? Tell me. Yes, Manjiri, correct. The RNA does not contain the thymine, right? By that only you can cancel this. And the another thing you can cancel is, you can see here, guys, the template is 3' to 5'. Okay. Is that RNA is also going to be in the 3', 5' only? No, right? It will be in the 5' to 3', right? So this option D is also wrong because it is showing 3', 5', and thymine is present. In the RNA, thymine is not present. So that is the reason we are going to cancel that. You can see here in the option C. Template is also 3', 5'. How it is possible that it is also be in the 3' to 5', right? So that's the reason option C is also wrong answer. Okay. Then we can come to the option A. In the option A, 5' to 3' is correct. But so there is a presence of thymine, right? There is no thymine in the mRNA. So we are going to cancel that also. So then option B is the correct answer. Right here you can see 5' to 3'. You can solve this, guys. Okay. So in the RNA, so this is in the 5', this is the 3'. Okay. So for the A, it is going to be code which? U, right? It is going to code the U in the RNA. T, for the T, it is A. And for the G, it is C. And for the C, it is G. And T, A. A. For the C, it is G, G, and C. So for the A, it is U, U, and for the T, it is A. In which option we can see this all the things, guys? UAC. You can see here UAC, GAA, GGC, and UUA. So that is in the 5' to 3'. Right? Yes. Option B is the correct answer. So kindly remember that and do the things. Okay. So here they are given the template and the mRNA should be in the opposite to that stand. Okay. 5' to 3', it is going to be run. Okay. Then you are going to be confused between option C and B. Right? So now you understood, guys? Tell me yes if you understood means. Now you understood? Now you understood, guys? Okay, Pompey. Okay. Then here is a very, very easy question for you. I think everyone will answer correct for this question. I think. Okay. Okay, guys. So the rapid antigen test. So for the corona testing, guys, we will do the two types of testing, right? One is a rapid antigen test and another one is the RT-PCR test, right? For the COVID. Okay, now tell me what is the PCR stand for? PCR. Okay. So now we will recall what is the PCR. Okay. The question will not end only for the description. Okay. 1 minute. I'm going to launch the poll. Answer me in the poll. Yes. Yes, Sheetal. Yes, Pompey. Yes, correct. Yes, Daksha. Yes, Punyang. Correct. Okay, I'm going to give you only 20 seconds. This is the easy question. No, that's fine. Yes. Yes, Ahilya. Correct. Okay, I'm going to end the poll, guys. So yes, everyone choose an option A only. No one choose an option B, option C, and option D. Very good. So option A is the correct answer, right? We know that polymerase chain reaction, right? Polymerase chain reaction, we know that. So I will start the questions now. Okay, it will not end here only. Okay, so I have told you that PCR is used for increasing the fragments, right? For increasing the quantity of the fragment. Now tell me, guys. So here in the PCR we have a 3 steps, right? So the first one is a denaturation, right? So the second thing was the annealing and annealing. Okay, this is, and third one was the extension, right? Can you tell me, guys, in which temperature this all the process is going to be taken place? Can you tell me at what temperature denaturation is going to be taken place? At what temperature denaturation is going to be taken place? Fast. I need answer from you guys. Fast. Punyang, Manjari, Pompey, answer me pa. Easy question, no? So this will ask in the exams also. Very important question, PCR. Okay, so that's why we are taken this question. You don't know means no problem. I am going to answer. Okay. You are brilliant, guys. You are not going to answer me in the chat box. No problem. I will answer it. Okay. Yes. Denaturation process. So that is in the 95-degree temperature, right? 95-degree. Okay. So then when it comes to the annealing, it is in the 56-degree. When it comes to the extension, so that is in the 72 degrees Celsius, right? Okay. Can you tell me which enzyme we are going to use in the which enzyme we are going to use in the PCR? Which enzyme we are going to use in the PCR, guys? Which enzyme? Yes, very good, Michi. Yes, Shidal. Tag polymerase. Yes, we are going to use the enzyme tag polymerase. From which bacteria we have taken this tag polymerase? From which bacteria we have taken this tag polymerase? Can you tell me from which bacteria we have taken this tag polymerase? Yes, very good, Shidal. Yes, Thermus aquaticus, right? It is from the Thermus aquaticus. Thermus aquaticus. Okay, yes. Thermus aquaticus, these all the things you have to remember, guys. Okay. So now we can go to the, yes, Ahilya, correct. Thermus aquaticus. All are giving the short name. Huh? You have to tell me the full name, right? This is a scientific name, right? Okay. So the option B is also wrong. 1 minute. Option B is wrong. Option C is wrong. Option D is wrong. Okay. Okay. So guys, here is another question for you. The silencing of the gene could be achieved through the use of, okay. So the option A is short interfering RNA. So that is RNA interference. Option B, antisense RNA. Option C, both A and B. Option D, none of the above. Okay. You can answer me in the poll, guys. I'm going to run the poll. You can answer me in the poll. Okay, answer me in the poll. No, Punyang, check once pa. Yes, Manjari. I'm going to end the poll, guys. Yes, Manjari, correct. Okay, I'm going to share the result with you. So guys, this was asked in the Karnataka CET. Okay, so see here. So 44% have chosen option A, 11% have chosen option B, and 44% chosen option C, and no one chosen option D. Okay, yeah. See here, guys. Whenever in the question they are given both A and B, okay, on that time you have to think. Okay, you have to think and you have to answer for the questions. Okay, so here you know what is antisense RNA, right? So that is RNA interference. Okay, in the biotechnological application, you have studied about the RNA interference, right? So in the flavors of our tomato, for inhibiting the polygalactourase enzyme for inhibiting the early ripening, we will going to inhibit the activity of the enzyme. So that is a polygalactourase enzyme. Okay. So for that, we have used this method. So that is the RNA interference. Okay. So that was correct, guys. You are choosing the RNA interference. So that is the correct. So here, guys, we are going to use the some risk complex, right? Risk. By using that, so it is going to be inhibit the translation, or it is going to silent that mRNA, right? So when it comes to the antisense, guys, see here, wherever you see the sense mRNA, right? Wherever you see the sense mRNA, so if it is antisense means, you have to remember that the antisense mRNA is going to be base pair with this mRNA, right? So it is going to be base pair with this mRNA, and it is going to be inhibit the translation, right? It is going to inhibit the translation, right? So by that method also, the silencing will happen. Okay. So the both option A and option B is correct. So the option C is the correct answer. Okay. So not only the antisense, not only the RNA interference, both A and B is the correct answer. Okay. Okay. So here you have answered this question, right? Tag polymerase that find its application in the PCR, it was come from the Thermus aquaticus, right? Okay, sorry guys. Okay. So the correct answer, you know that you have answered already, right? So that is the Thermus aquaticus. But here you have to tell me. So the Agrobacterium tumefaciens, right? So where we use this Agrobacterium tumefaciens, can you tell me, guys? Where we use this Agrobacterium tumefaciens? In the biotechnological application, we will use. Right. I will give a hint. In the plants. Yes. Yes. In the plants, we will use that. Yes. So why we use that? Yes, Sheetal. Yeah, Sheetal was given correct answer. So that is a plant vector, right? For transferring the gene to the plant, we will use the Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Okay. Whenever it is in the normal condition, it is going to cause the crown gall disease, right? Crown gall disease. Crown gall disease, right? So this is a soil bacteria. It is a soil gram negative bacteria. Gram negative bacteria, we'll use it as a plant vector. Okay. Okay, guys. So here there's another thing is there. Bacillus thuringiensis. We'll take the gene from this Bacillus thuringiensis, right? So you have seen that in the BT cotton, BT brinjal and all the things, right? Can you tell me which gene we are going to utilize from this? It is for the pest resistant, right? So BT gene, so BT cotton or BT brinjal, so these all are the pest resistant. Pest resistance, right? Can you tell me, guys, which gene we are going to take from that? Which gene? The name of the gene, can you tell me? I need a name of the gene. Yes. So cry gene. Yes, Sheetal, very good. Cry gene. We are going to utilize the cry gene, right? In the cry gene, so there are cry 1AC, cry 1AB, these all the things, right? So 3 genes we are going to utilize for different worms. Okay. So yes. So the Bacillus thuringiensis, so that is the BT cotton pest resistant. So that you have to remember. Okay. So that's why this both the options, these all the options are wrong. Okay. So we have answered this question. Okay. So here is a question, guys. So which one of the following rRNA act as structural RNA as well as ribozyme in the bacteria? Okay. So ribozyme, just remember ribozyme where you studied, guys? During the translation, right? So during the translation you have studied, right? So now you have tell me which of these RNA which is having the ribozyme activity. Okay. So I will run the poll. You can answer me in the poll. Easy question this is. Answer me in the poll. Only 41% have answered this question. I need others to answer this question first. Okay, I'm going to end the poll, guys. Okay, I'm going to share the result with you. So, guys, still you have a confusion, right? So, that is 25% have chosen option A, 38% have chosen option B, 38% have chosen option C, and no one chosen option D. So, you are counting the days for your exams, right? Now also you are giving the wrong answer. Why? I don't know why. Huh? Yes, Manjiri, correct. Yes. So guys, we know that. So the ribosome, right? What is a ribosome, guys? Ribosome, that is the organelles which is present in the cell, right? So can you tell me? So I will tell you, okay. So in the prokaryotes, just listen here, okay? It is very important. In the prokaryote, there is a 70S ribosome, right? So, but in the eukaryotes, it is a 80S. In the 70S, guys, so there are two subunits. One is a 30S smaller subunit, and another one is a 50S, that is a larger subunit. Okay. So when it comes to the 30S, it is having the rRNA. So that is a 16S rRNA. Okay. So 16S rRNA. So this was having the sequence. So that is complementary to the mRNA. Complementary to mRNA. Okay. So that's why you have observed that, right? Whenever the translation is going to be taken place, the small subunit is going to bind with the mRNA, right? So why means it is having the 16S RNA. So that is having the complementary sequence to this mRNA. Okay. So the 30S is having the 16S RNA. And when it comes to the 50S, it is having the 23S rRNA, rRNA. And another one is the 5S rRNA. Okay, 5S rRNA. Here you can see, guys. So the 16S. So whenever the translation is going to be taken place. So see here, the smaller subunit will bind, right? This is a smaller subunit and the larger subunit. When this larger subunit was bind, then only the RNA synthesis, then only the translation is going to be taken place, right? So then this enzyme activity was present in this RNA. So that is present in this largest subunit, right? So here we can see that 23S rRNA and the 5S rRNA. Okay. So here 23S rRNA has the peptidyl transferase activity. Peptidyl transferase activity, or it is also called as ribozyme. Okay, peptidyl transferase activity. You can see here 23. Yes. So here you can see that when it comes to the eukaryotes, how you can eliminate the options, I will tell you now. Eukaryotes. When it comes to the eukaryotes, we will see the 80S ribosome, right? 80S ribosome was present, okay? So the subunits are larger subunit is 60S, smaller subunit is 40S. Guys, so many will do what the others will do is they are going to add the 60 and the 40. No, it is a sedimentation coefficient, okay? Not the adding of the both the things, okay? In the 40S, we will see the 18S rRNA. Okay. When it comes to the 60S, we will see the three types of the RNA. One is 5S rRNA, and another one is the 28S rRNA, and another one is 5.S rRNA. Okay. So now, guys, if you know these things, means you can easily eliminate the wrong option. Okay. See here. So 5.8S and the 18S. Okay. So where it is present, guys? So here you can see here, they have asked about the bacteria, right? So see here, they have asked about the bacteria. Right, 1 minute. So they were asking about the bacteria. Okay. So see here, 5.8S and the 18S. See here, 18S and the 5.8S. It is present in the eukaryotes. Right? So that is the reason option D is wrong and option B is wrong. So because it is in the bacteria, right? So we have only left with the option 5S and the 23S. Okay. So it is both present in the bacteria and the eukaryotes also. But 5.8 is also wrong option. So 23S having the 23 is rRNA having the ribozyme activity. Okay, 1 minute. So, okay, guys, right? So, by seeing that only we can tell that. So, the 18S is in the eukaryotes and the 5.8 is in the eukaryotes. Then 23S was having the ribozyme activity, right? So, okay. So, now did you understood this, guys? Tell me yes if you understood now means. Then tell me which rRNA is having the ribozyme activity in the eukaryotes? Which rRNA is having the ribozyme activity in the eukaryotes? I need answer from all. Which rRNA is having the ribozyme activity in the eukaryotes? Fast, guys. Manjiri, Babina, if you don't know the answer, tell me don't know, no problem. But response to the question. Okay? No, ma. No. Not a 18S. Okay? Yeah. So the correct option is, guys, here you can see in the bacteria it is 23S, right? So in the eukaryotes it is 28S. Okay? So just remember that 28S. They may ask the question, right? So it was asked in the NEET 2016. So that is in the bacteria. They may ask about that in the eukaryotes, right? So just remember that eukaryotic 28 sRNA. Okay? In the eukaryotes, they may ask. Okay? Just see that. Okay? In the 28S. Okay? 28S having the ribozyme activity. Ribozyme activity. Okay, just remember, guys. Okay, 23S in the bacteria and 28S in the eukaryotes. Okay, so then don't confuse with the both the things. Okay. Okay. So here is another question for you. The association of histone H1. So this is the last question, guys. Okay, then we will end the class. So before going to this class, before going to this question, guys, answer me for the NPS. I will launch the NPS. Okay. Your feedback is here very important for me. Nucleosome indicates that we know that what is the nucleosome, right? So here the nucleosome, which is the DNA which is having the histone protein on it, we will call it as a nucleosome. So that is beads on string appearance, right? Okay. So the option A is DNA replication is occurring. Okay. So they are telling that if the nucleosome is present means, so what it means, okay, then DNA is condensed into the chromatin fiber. And option C is DNA double helix was exposed. Option D is transcription is occurring. You can answer me, guys. Very good, Manjari. Yes, correct. Okay, guys. Yes, option B is the correct answer. Yes, option B is the correct answer. You can see, guys, right? What is the histone, guys? Histone is a positively charged, right? It is, so histone was rich in which amino acid, guys? Can you tell me? Histone was rich in which amino acids? Yes, Ahilya, correct, ma. So histone was rich in which amino acids? We know that DNA was negatively charged, right? So negatively charged. But when it comes to the histone, it was positively charged, right? So that's why it is going to be bind on the negatively charged DNA, right? So now tell me, which are the amino acids which are rich in the histone, guys? Yes, Manjari, arginine and lysine, right? It was rich in the arginine and lysine. Arginine and lysine, right? Okay. So in the histone, we can see the so many types, right? H2A, H2B, and H3 and H4, right? These are the types of the histone. When it comes to the histone H1, so this we call it as a linker DNA, linker, right? Linker histone. Linker histone is the H1. Okay. So whenever the DNA replication is occurring, no, on that time the histones also going to be prepared. It is also going to be synthesized during the replication. So that is also wrong option. When it comes to the DNA is condensed into the chromatin fibers, yes, that is the correct answer. Okay. So in the option C, they are given that DNA double helix is exposed. No. In option D, they are giving that transcription is occurring. If the transcription is occurring, the histone which is present on the DNA is going to be removed, right? It is not going to be present on the DNA. So that the option is wrong. Okay. So in the option B is the correct answer, the condensed into the chromatin fiber. So guys, there are two types of the chromatin, right? One is called as a euchromatin. Okay, euchromatin. Euchromatin was less condensed. Less condensed. When it comes to the euchromatin, so when the transcription is going to be taken place, it is in the euchromatin state. Okay. So another one is the heterochromatin. Heterochromatin. So it was highly condensed. Okay. Highly condensed. Okay. So whenever there is no transcription is occurring, so whichever the, so for example, you can take the centromere. Okay. The genes which is present in the centromere, it is not going to be transcribed. Okay. It is not going to be give a protein because it is in the heterochromatin condition. It was permanently off. Okay. It was permanently off. Permanently off. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Only this much today. If you have any questions, you can ask me or you can leave the class. Okay. So guys, when is your class was going to start? Schools are going to start? When is your schools are going to start, guys? Okay, Dilu. Okay, okay. So when is your college is going to start, Michi? Now you are grown up, right? Now you are in college. Yeah. Sorry. Yes. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah. Only online, is it? Okay, guys. Yeah. Okay. Bye bye, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. Take care, Michi. Bye. Thank you. Take care.